everyone, welcome to this video. This is a Math 101 video, Chapter 3, Section 1. We are going to continue solving formulas for a given variable. And again, the textbook calls them a target variable. So we have this formula here, or equation, however you want to call it, and we're trying to solve for y. So again, what that means is that we're trying to isolate this y. We want to get rid of the 10x, and then we're also going to have to get rid of the 5 that's sitting next to the y. Okay? And remember, we're doing this by using inverse operations. So the first thing I always do is I ask myself, okay, well, how is this 10x attached to the 5y? Well, it's attached through addition, and the way we undo addition is through subtraction. So what we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to subtract 10x from both sides. If you're in one of my classes, then you know that I always encourage my students to draw this vertical line here where the equal sign is, because a lot of times it's easy to forget where the two sides of your equation are, and then you sometimes end up doing something twice on one side of the equation and then not at all on the other side. So to avoid that mistake, you can use a line to sort of remind yourself where are the two sides of your equation. So we have 5y is equal to, so what is 30 minus 10x? Hopefully you realize 30 and 10x are not like terms. So we cannot combine them. There's nothing I can do with the expression 30 minus 10x. I just gotta leave it alone. That's all I can do. All right. So have we successfully isolated y? Almost, right? The only problem is that I have this 5 sitting next to the y, and that's attached through multiplication. And the way we undo multiplication, hopefully you know, is by dividing everything by 5. So this can look like one of two things. One way to write it or express it is to write it like that, and then to write it like that. Okay, so then you have this y is equal to 30 minus 10x over 5. Okay, now what I can do is I can actually rewrite this. Let me erase this, by the way. This looks like kind of a funny 5. Sorry about that. Okay, I can rewrite this as 30 over 5 minus 10x over 5. And then I can actually simplify this a little bit more. So 30 divided by 5 is 6. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So this would be our final answer right there. Okay? All right, let's do another problem. Okay, this one, we don't have any numbers anymore. In the last one, we had some coefficients. This one says m is equal to x plus y all over n. Okay, and the variable we're trying to isolate in this case is y. So, an important thing to realize here is that this division symbol is actually acting as a grouping symbol, and it is grouping together our x and our y. So I cannot subtract x at this point, okay? The first thing I have to do is I have to get rid of this n, okay? And I have to get rid of the n first before I can do anything with that x. So let's just copy the equation down here. M is equal to x plus y all divided by n. Okay? So remember our question that we always ask ourselves when we're trying to get rid of a number or a variable. We say, well, how is it attached? Hopefully you can see that the n is attached through this operation of division. And the way we undo division is through multiplication. Okay, another thing to remind yourself of is that whatever we do to one side of the equation, we have to do to the other side. Okay, so I'm going to multiply both sides by n, and that's going to get rid of the n on that side. And then on the left side, we have n times m, that's hard to say, or mn. Again, just as a matter of form, usually we put our variables in alphabetical order. If you don't, that's cool, whatever. You do you. All right, and then again, we're still trying to isolate our y. At this point, hopefully you can see y is almost all by itself, but not quite, because he still has that silly little x tagging along. Okay, and again, we ask ourselves, well, how is that x attached to the y? It's attached through the operation of addition. And how do we undo addition? Well, we undo addition by subtraction. And remember, whatever we do to one side of the equation, we have to do to the other. So on this side, we have mn minus x equals y. Okay, and if you want to flip that around so that your y is on the left-hand side, you can certainly do that. You don't have to. Okay, and that would be your final answer.